Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about making variables in our Java program. Making variables allows us to store data, to be able to reuse it, and also makes our programs more readable and easier to code and debug. So these will be some of the terms you should know by the time we reach the end of this video, so it's a lot of terminology. I don't expect you to know the definition of syntax, semantics, and vocabulary, but I do want those words to be familiar to you. So like any language, Java has the same aspects of any language. It has vocabulary, words and symbols we use. It has syntax, a way we need to combine things, and the semantics for how things are going to be interpreted. And so we're going to go into the vocabulary, syntax, and semantics for making variables. So making a variable in Java allows us to store information for later use. So the general format is you put the type of the variable and then the name of the variable. So in this example, string is the type of the variable and foo is the name. We have two types of variables, and within those types you have you have multiple types within those types. I'm not sure how to break that down. So one of the types of variables is primitive. The other type is an object. So for primitives, there's only 8. These are the 4 that we're going to be working with the most this year in APCSA. For object data types, we're going to start with string, and we'll see others later, and we'll create our own as well. But there's a ton of object types. You can make your own object types, and so Java has some, and also people have made their own that we can use. But the primitives, there are only 8. These variables are stored differently. You just need to know that for now. So int is for storing integers for our primitive types. Double allows us to store a decimal value with the number. Boolean will be a variable that allows us to store just 2 states, true or false. And char or char for character allows us to store 1 single character value. So that could be a letter, it could be a number, it could be a special character, but just one. A string allows us to store multiple characters. So for our primitive data types, this is just a nice table that shows all 8 of the primitive types, and it shows their range of values that you can store in them. So you can look at this if you want. Mostly this side is the more interesting side for us, is the range. So variable identifiers are the variable names. So we talked about the type, and now we have the name of the variable, and so a term used interchangeably with name is identifier. So there are rules for naming our variables in Java. The rules mean it won't compile. The conventions are what we all agree to do in order to make our code more readable. So I'd like you to just know both together. So the rules are that your variable names can have letters, numbers, and the underscore, but that it cannot start with a number. And it can't be a Java reserved word, and I'll tell you what that means in a minute. The conventions are, again, the guidelines we follow so that you can pick up any Java program and it can be more readable for you. So the convention is that variable names or identifiers start with a lowercase letter, and they use the camel case or underscore. So more common in Java is the camel case, not the underscore. Other languages like to use the underscore, so you'll see what this means later. But so focus on the camel case, and the variable identifiers or names should be descriptive, and that helps you and others debug your program in the future. So these are the keywords, and so part of the variable names is that you can't use these words. These are special words in Java. It's I think there's 44 of them. So if you try to use these words, to name a variable, it's not going to let you because these words already have another meaning. They're already being used. If you've worked with JGrasp, you've seen these words turn purple. So you'll notice that we see, here's our public, that we've used static, we've used void. So these are keywords that we can't use to name our variables. One of the most common that people want to name a variable is new, and new is a keyword. So you can't name your variable new. So declaring variables, you saw the example earlier, is where you give the type and you give that variable identifier. So here's just some more examples of the different types. So this is declaring the variable. You declare the variable once. Assignment, when you give it a value, you use the equal sign. So here's declaring this foo variable to hold a string value, and then I'm going to give it the value. So we read this as foo gets the value. This is a string literal. So this variable is now holding the string literal in this storage container for us. So you can assign a variable multiple times. So I could change the value of foo if I wanted. But the first time you give it a value, it's referred to as initialization. So that's one of your vocab words you want to know, is initialization. So sometimes you'll get errors that you didn't initialize your variable, and you'll know that means you didn't give it an initial value. Here are some more examples of declaring and assigning values to variables on the left. So here we declare a num, or declare the num variable to be an integer. We give it the value of 5, a first value of 5. Here I declare a double variable called Excel, and then I say Excel gets the value 9.81. Here's a Boolean variable, and it gets a value of true, and you'll notice true and false are also keywords. So this will show up in purple, and notice that it's not in quotes. When you assign a Boolean value, you just assign it with the value true or false. Here is a character called letter, and letter gets the initial value of a 3. So a character value 3, which is different than a numeric 3 in terms of how it's stored and used. Over here, this is showing you that you can combine, the first time, you can combine the declaration and initialization if you choose. So I'm going to encourage you to stay separate just till you are really confident in understanding that the declaration and initialization are two separate steps. But know that you can combine them if you choose to. So we learned before that string literals are inside quotes. So this is an example of a string literal. Now that we're bringing in some numeric values with our variables, the term numeric literal is referring to this 5 or 7.8. When you write this in your program, rather than creating a variable, it's sometimes called hard coding the value in there. In general, it's better to assign numeric literals to a variable and use the variable name. Strings, you'll get a mix, but for those numeric values, you want to be creating your variables and using them. So in this example, it's just reinforcing that you declare a variable once, and then you can assign it as many times as you want. So I have declared num to be an integer. I assigned it the value of 5. So num gets the value 5 here. This is that initialization. And then later, if I want to change it to 25, I merely say num equals 25 later. I don't redeclare it as an integer. So you declare it the type once, it gets its storage space, and then you can put in that storage space whatever value you want. Now keep in mind, once I put a 25 into num, that this value is, that this 5 is no longer in num, and num has no record of the 5, and it is just wiped out. So in this order, when I reach this line in my code, num is in memory and it has a value of 25. Here's an example with double. So again, don't redeclare the variable as a double. Occasionally, we like to make constants which hold a value that never changes. So in the previous example, we were changing the value later in our program. If we never want to change it, it's some sort of hard-coded value, and these are good examples of things that wouldn't change. We're going to use that keyword final, and the naming convention for constants is that they are all in uppercase letters. So it's a little different than the camel case we saw that we were talking about before. And again, just to show you a camel case example, and here, can drive, this is the camel case that we're talking about. So again, for constants, all uppercase, and add that keyword final when you declare it, and then you won't be able to assign it a new value later in your program. So go check out the tinkering and video, and that's about it for variables. So I will see you in the next video, and happy coding.